I've been suffering through this show for many years. If there were any other options, I would have certainly been listening to them instead.
Luckily there
fired
aren't.
at the other morning shows.
Wait.
Luckily, zero options.
The Woody Show.
Now, as much as we may try to please all people all the time, we realize that is mission impossible. You're never going to be able to do that. And there are so many companies, there are so many places, or even just people, individuals, who will bend over backwards trying to make everybody happy. They're called pleasers.
It doesn't work.
We have a couple of them work on this show, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just inherently. Like, Gina's inherently a pleaser. Greg's inherently a pleaser, just to his core.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I would like to be, but I know it's not reasonable. And people aren't being reasonable with what they complain about or what they're asking for, because it's more an individual thing. It's not going to be something that the masses would, because if you're into the show, you're into whatever this is, right?
Right.
And so why would we change everything to please one person? We don't do that. We send them to the Crossroads. It is the best thing, because rather than having that toxic listener around, we basically fire them, tell them they're not allowed to listen anymore. And it's good for them. It's good for us.
It's good for their mental health.
Get the turd out of the punch bowl. Off to the Crossroads they go. Now, these people send us emails to the show, email@thewoodyshow.com. They also send to the station feedback email. If you go on the radio station website, it'd be like, contact us, and it goes to everybody. It goes to the managers, it goes to us, it goes to other people who are on the air. And so we will tell you what they were complaining about, and we start with this one, and I'm going to do this one first. Because Seabass just mentioned Elon Musk and the Cybertruck.
Yes.
This is from Isaac to station feedback. Attention management is the subject.
Ooh.
Reply requested, yes.
Oh, I want to hear it back.
Okay.
I am writing as a deeply offended and disgusted listener on behalf of the entire Jewish community.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if I'm involved.
Regarding a recent segment on The Woody Show, as a Jewish person and frankly as a human being with basic decency, I was appalled by the grotesquely insensitive and tasteless, quote, comedy featured in a discussion around what Woody dubbed the Nazi internet Starlink. Woody had mentioned how he bought a Starlink system, and then how somebody sent in a message asking how he could do that, knowing that it's directly supporting a Nazi company. I remember that. I said, I bought Starlink.
Right.
Oh, why would you support that Nazi company?
Kidding.
Yes, Elon Musk is a Nazi who is ruining all of humanity. We all know that already, but while I recognize that humor is a big part of the show's shtick, what I heard during the segment crossed every line. The reasonable-minded text message to the show was met with ridicule and led to Woody and the rest of the team wondering what other Nazi items Elon's company might start selling.
Oh. Specifically.
It was vile, hurtful, and profoundly disrespectful, particularly to Holocaust survivors. What's even more disappointing is that this happened on a show where there is zero Jewish representation.
How dare you? How very dare you, sir?
Yeah.
Very dare.
That's some chutzpah right there, right?
As the actual resident Jew on the show, may I respond to this?
Sure.
Okay, so this show makes fun of everyone, and I have heard it, and we've all got the complaints from every race, gender,
And there's
age,
more of that coming, yes.
everything. So I take issue with you saying, okay, those are all funny, but the ones that reflect my culture, that's gone too far. So I have an issue with this, because this show dogs everybody, and you can't just pull out just because your number finally got called.
And by the way, the talking about the other Nazi items that they might offer was mocking the idea that, yes, oh yeah, you're right, Starlink, Nazis.
Yeah.
Get the F out of here.
And I don't like that word being thrown around as loosely as it's being thrown around.
Talk about someone who's disrespecting memories.
This email is only the beginning. I will continue to urge your station to take immediate action, whether that means issuing a public apology, reviewing your editorial standards, or reconsidering the employment of the members of The Woody Show. Ooh. At the very least, the team should take a public stance against Elon Musk and acknowledge that he is a bad person.
You got that, Seabass?
If this demand is ignored, I, along with many others, will take our listening support and trust elsewhere. That is from Isaac. We've lost Isaac, everybody. Oh, no. I hate that. Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
May his memory be a blessing, as the Jews say.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
At what point do you realize you're just a hack?
Okay, let's see. How about another one from Station Feedback? This one is one of the more recent ones we just received. In fact, this one just came in over the weekend.
Oh.
It's from Jenna. Subject, racism at its finest. Reply requested, yes. What the hell was that Juneteenth segment on The Woody Show? The fact that this show, hosted by a white cast, thought it was appropriate, let alone funny, to hand out, quote, black cards to each other like Juneteenth is some kind of racial game show.
All right.
Do you think blackness is a punchline? You could tell by listening that they forced the guy asking the questions to participate.
Oh, no.
I can tell.
He probably felt like if he didn't go along with it, that he would be fired.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Was this
Like,
Vaughn's idea?
It was Vaughn's idea, yes, in our brainstorming weekly pitch meeting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not representation. That's co-signing clownery.
Okay.
Co-signing clownery.
Juneteenth is about liberation, not giving white people permission to, quote, feel down for a day. And reducing it to what I heard on the air is so disgusting. And then, of course, the show joked about how they had Juneteenth off even though they're white. The same crew that won't have a serious conversation about reparations or systemic racism suddenly decides they want to observe a holiday they clearly don't respect.
Oh, no.
That's not progress. That's performative hypocrisy. There's nothing clever or satirical about reinforcing racial stereotypes, which is what the black card questions you wrote for him to ask were.
We wrote them.
Oh, we wrote them?
I'm very proud of my black card
You did
prize.
great. Somebody
I
actually
felt
texted
great.
over saying that they have a newfound respect for you.
Thank
Did
you.
did you see that text?
Yeah, I wrote back.
Gina
I really
won me
appreciate
over
that.
last week when she played that game for Juneteenth. That
I
came
loved
over like
it.
about an hour ago. 651 texting over. Anyway, bottom line, this segment was racist, unfunny, and gross. And yes, I'm white, so go ahead and make fun of that.
There it is.
Too, since you guys clearly don't understand how empathy and how being an ally works.
Well, at least we're consistent.
That's that's from Jenna, you guys.
Jenna. Speaking on behalf
We
of
lost Jenna.
other racists.
And you're fired.
And if I were Vaughn, I'd be offended to think that somebody wrote those questions for
What
me.
do you-
Vaughn did a great job on
Yeah,
those.
Jenna, what are you trying to say? That a black guy couldn't come up with a good idea?
Yeah,
That
right.
seems pretty racist.
How dare you.
That's
Very,
exactly what
very
your email
offensive.
was saying. See how that works? How you can just apply your own.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Your
Jenna.
own
You are
story to
a
it.
white savior.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. This next one, station feedback.
Another one.
This is from Sarah. No subject on this one, but she does want to reply. I was dismayed and angered to hear a game played on your morning show called Fat Chick, Skinny Chick. I was surprised that your station is reinforcing these mean-spirited, degrading attitudes about people's bodies through this kind of programming. I can't imagine this kind of show being run about men, and even if it was, it would be different because of the way that men benefit from patriarchal power structures.
Jesus. So many buzzwords.
Jeez.
I don't even follow. What's that?
You lost Menace.
Do better. That's another one.
Oh, do better. That's your favorite.
Nonsensical.
If you want to be edgy about this subject, dare to ask fat women and non-binary advocates to speak about their experiences socially, professionally, and with the medical system.
Sounds
I
familiar.
think they're already
Share
doing that.
those stories. That sounds fun. Our world is full of creativity and many voices. Why your station chooses this messaging, this theme, it's hard to understand. There is always the option to embrace compassion and to make jokes that aren't at the expense of half of the population who already receives endless messages about the ways their worth or lack of worth is tied to perceptions of their bodies.
These messages aren't sticking for some people.
I expect to be saddened listening to the radio because the news in general is so heartbreaking, but this was a different kind of slap in the face.
Oh,
That is from Sarah.
Sarah.
And that has what to do with non-binary advocates?
It's a stretch.
Dude, I don't know. Half the time these things come over, you're like, huh? Yeah. Yeah, like you got to read them like 2 or 3 times and go,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. And some of these, I'll be honest, some of these have been simplified because they go on forever,
man.
and they start repeating
yeah.
stuff. So like that's the stuff that we cut out. But all right, I'll give you one more. This person is upset. This is another Seabass one.
How?
What do you mean? What do you mean how?
We'll find out.
From Clarissa. This was sent to Woody Show email at woodyshow.com. Subject, Dugan news.
Oh, no.
Oh, babies.
Little babies.
I've been suffering through this show for many years. If there were any other options, I would have certainly been listening to them instead.
Luckily
Shots
there
fired
aren't.
at the other morning
Yeah.
shows.
Wait,
Luckily, 0 options.
what is that? What does that mean? There are no other options. All right. I would certainly be listening to them and say, what the hell was this Dugan News crap on your show? How does this garbage still make it to air in 2025?
Ow.
The entire thing reeks of smug, uncreative commentary led by Seabass, who somehow manages to come off more mean-spirited and tone-deaf every time he opens his mouth.
I do enjoy smugness.
There's nothing clever or cutting edge about mocking struggling communities, low-income pet owners, or breedist stories, just so the people on the show can pat themselves on the back for being, quote, better than the people you are ripping apart.
It is an incredibly breedist segment.
Seabass, in particular, seems to thrive on punching down. It's another one of my favorite terms.
In general, yeah.
With zero empathy or originality. It's not edgy, it's just lame. And why the obsessive Pitbull hate? It's unoriginal and exhausting.
That's what I've been asking.
I mean, well,
It is what's in the news.
yeah, it's only in the news.
You continuously
All the time,
paint
every day.
these dogs as dangerous monsters that only fuels fear and misinformation. Your national show's breed-specific fear-mongering has real-world consequences.
Yeah, like certain countries banning pit bulls.
Shelters are overflowing because the people listening to your show believe what you are parroting, that pitties are inherently dangerous.
I mean, it's just the data, I guess.
It's not funny. It's not informative.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
certainly not unique. I've heard all of the people on the show mention how they enjoy the content Seabass offers,
Nice.
which makes me certain that you all need your heads examined. I'm disgusted, disappointed, and done. You've lost a listener, and I won't be quiet about why. That is from Clarissa. We've lost Clarissa.
At least we had one well-written, lucid
Right.
letter.
Bye, Clarissa.
For someone who claims,
Let's do lunch, Clarissa.
for someone who claims to stand up for poor people who own pit bulls, why does she hate me, who's trying to save their babies from being eaten?
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. I hate the term pitties.
Pitties.
Pitties?
You're just a pity.
Yeah, like, oh, so just a couple pitties.
Pitties?
It's,
Like,
dog,
I
it's
don't know.
doggo adjacent. Thank you.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
pitties.
never made the jump with these being about low-income families.
Yeah, right. I don't look at that.
I mean,
Well, just because all the stories involve white trash people
Well,
and,
I get it.
you know, stories of the ghetto.
she's not wrong, but hey, poor people can be crap too.
Yeah, nailed that part. All right.
Quite a nice letter.
Anybody who sent us one of these Crossroads emails, just to clarify.
You're fired.
Yeah.
And in case your ears are get the out.
Woody Show.
Well, we've heard about FOMO. That's fear of missing out. FOBO. Do you know what that is?
Fobo.
F-O-B-O.
Fear of
Fear of
being...
Bitching out.
buying oranges.
No,
Yeah.
fear of a better option.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Why would you have fear of a better
Like
option?
people who can't make decisions.
Like you don't want
Yes.
to settle for something.
Like, oh man, what if there's something better?
And those people end up being paralyzed with fear and never do anything.
Yep. My wife's got FOBO.
Oh no.
My mother-in-law's got FOBO.
Oh,
They can't
boy.
make decisions to save their life.
Oh, that is so frustrating.
And then now there's FOPO,
Fopo.
fear of people's opinions.
Okay.
So they say people stuck with FOPO are constantly looking for approval and trying to avoid rejection, and hits to their confidence.
Yeah.
Like strangers?
Well, I know family members like that hardcore.
Like anybody.
But with
I'd-
strangers?
No, I think it's just in general. Like you're
Just in general.
You have a fear of what people are going to think.
Yeah.
They say it's a hidden epidemic.
I don't think it's very hidden.
And believe it or not, social media, they say, doesn't help.
you don't say.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Experts are saying that the first step to beating FOPO is finding a clear sense of purpose and rewiring your brain. It can free you from worrying about what other people
okay.
The way to beat it is don't do it.
Just
Yeah.
rewire your brain.
Yeah,
Stop
just
it
do
already.
You
that.
know, just open up the hood there and just
Yeah.
rewire your brain.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
It
But-
takes a long time.
Always.
But when you get to a point where, man, you really just don't care,
It's
it
so
is
freeing.
pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's liberating.
And I feel like I definitely have that with people I respect. I want them to, I don't want to fail them. I don't want to disappoint them. But if I don't know you or don't respect you, it doesn't really affect me one way or the other. But if it's somebody that I respect and they suddenly are disappointed in me
Yeah.
or mad at me, that really affects
That's
me.
crushing, yeah.
I did see something for you, Gina. Face yoga.
What? I'm listening.
It only requires simple exercises that work the 43 muscles in your face to boost circulation, tone muscles, improve skin elasticity. People who do it on the regular say they notice fewer wrinkles, a more defined jawline, and just an overall glow.
Okay. Well, I only have like 20 working face muscles right now because of Botox. So.
So people who did daily face yoga for 20 weeks they look about 3 years younger in photos.
Damn.
Huh.
Okay.
Because
Really?
photos is always where it gets you. Like sometimes you're in the mirror and you're like, oh, okay, I look okay.
Yeah.
And then you see pictures, you're like, is that what I look like?
Who's that bridge troll?
Face yoga.
Wait, how do you do it? You just go
I don't
like
know. Google it.
A-E-A-O-U?
I just heard
It's
about
all
it.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's like
Face yoga.
Well, have you seen
stretching.
those chin things? Like they sell in like Asian, like Korean stores and stuff.
Should.
Yeah.
You put a thing under your chin and it's a spring, and you like go up and down.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like tone your jaw.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah. Well, what about that gum?
Oh,
the
the
jaw
mewing gum.
Yeah. Like they had a bunch of like teenage boys and stuff.
God.
College kids
Yeah.
chewing gum. It was
Yeah.
supposed to.
Sharpen that jaw.
Define the
line,
jaw.
Oh, do you know what
Yeah.
I did see though? You were talking about this with your son that kids are like really into like flexing like crazy lately.
Oh, to get their
Yeah.
veins to pop out.
Yeah, and I
It's a big thing.
I was at
Nice.
the mall and I was shopping, and there was like these teenage kids who were like your son's age. They see a mirror, they're like, dude, let's flex. I
Yeah.
go, wait, this is what he was talking about.
Yeah,
And
they-
they all stopped to
They
go
do
by
it
this
all the
mirror.
time. Like, dude,
They're
check it
like-
out. And they do, you know,
For
they,
80 pounds.
Yeah.
to get like the veins to pop out
Yeah.
in their arms.
Nice.
Because
And I
that's
was
just,
like-
that's cool.
I go, dude, this
Yeah.
is super homoerotic.
It is.
all three of them are
Look,
just like,
it is.
let's-
It's gay, but
It's so
I
gay.
do support it.
More Woody shows next.
More Woody Show after the sales department takes their monetary piece of flesh and blood.